Alright guys, welcome to the channel. This is Eric the Cosmic Wizard, and this is going to be a reading for Leo. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. So, I don't know what that was. Something just flew through the window. Anyway, Leo, this is going to be your tarot reading for April 2025. Alright, Leo. I don't want to keep y'all waiting too long because y'all going to click off. Queen Rising. Okay, Leo. This is definitely you. Queen Rising. It says stepping into power, praise, coming up, spotlight. That's your favorite place to be, is in the spotlight. So you could be recognized here recently, or you could be recognized, you could have been recognized recently, or you could be for something amazing that you did. Ooh, photo proof, getting evidence. You could be getting an award maybe, or you could be, there could be pictures of this online or something. But you're glowing right now. You're in a glowing season. I feel like some of you. Stalker. Girl, who are you stalking? Okay. Okay, Leo, let's see here. Oh, we're getting proof. Okay, this is turning obsessive. Ooh, okay, let's get into this because this is getting good. We have the Queen Rising, photo proof, and stalker here. So let's see what's going on. I hope you're not stalking nobody, Leo. The Five of Wands in reverse and the Temperance here at the bottom. May not be you. Alright, let's see here. I'm start laying some cards down. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, please, if you enjoy this message. This channel message is for the Leo collectives. So let me know this is for you guys. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Whoever else in here. North Node, South Node, Chiron, you know, Hesta, Vesta, whoever the hell you got. Leo, whatever you need to hear is here. Ooh, Ten of Swords. Upright. Someone could have been... You could have felt betrayed by someone, or someone could have felt betrayed by you. There was a betrayal here that happened. Yeah, and it's really bad. This person feels like the relationship has been lost. The connection was not nurtured. But you trying to act like you live in your best life. You, the sun, this is you, Leo. So you left something or someone behind that was not easy for you to do. I feel like you really overcame some BS here in your life, Leo. You've had some bad times, you've had some sad times. And I feel like you are in this recovery mode here with the Sun card here. Ooh, death and rebirth. I love this. The Sun followed by the death and rebirth. You're about to go through a transformation. And I feel like it's one Eight of Swords. You won't see coming. It's going to be one that is going to be triggering. Right now, okay. So there's like, what, 4 or 5 stages of spiritual growth. And one of the early stages of spiritual growth is like the bliss stage. Is like this feeling of like pure euphoric, like happiness, oneness, total, just love energy. Just everything just feels so loving and so right. Let me shut that door. I don't know if you can hear that. Someone spilled water on the floor, my brother, and I have to clean it up. Anyway, so I feel like you... Something happened and knocked you down, right? And it took you there with this 5 of Cups and 10 of Swords here. But you bounced back in Leo fashion. And now that you're going to go through this transformation, and it's going to completely... You're going to have a hard time with this transformation. It's going to be a good thing, but you're not going to necessarily accept all the things. So what I'm saying is, like, you could be in the beginning of a spiritual awakening where everything is like really good and hunky-dory and happy. until you get to the part where it's like shadow work time, dun 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 dun, and you're like, oh wow, like all the things that like I get irritated about in other people are the parts of me that I suppress and repress, deny, and try to keep from doing. Like I'm starting to get like I get irritated whenever I see people being inconsiderate. It's because I try very hard to make sure that like I take people's emotions and things into like account. But sometimes I've been known to be insensitive or inconsiderate because you know I needed to get my needs met, or I felt like I needed to get my needs met. But I don't feel like let's just keep going in because whatever hurts you, I see that you're healing from it, or you're trying to at least give off the appearance that you're happy. So let's dig down and see what's going on because the sun is here. So there's a lot of love, a lot of vitality, a lot of energy, a lot of good days. Well, you're trying to look on the bright side of things. You're trying to put on this happy appearance. So let's see what's really going on underneath the surface, underneath it all. The world here. Okay. Wow. Ooh, the high priestess in reverse. So you could be, this could be in your mind. You could have had the Ten of Swords, sometimes upright to me. The Ten of Swords is one of those cards where there was a betrayal. There was this feeling of a betrayal, right? There's this feeling of a betrayal. But sometimes it could be us blowing it out of proportion. It could be us being overly attached. And the Ten of Wands and the Nine of Pentacles here. So you could be someone who is, or you could have been dealing with someone who was just really burdened with stuff. And instead of, moving forward towards you, they decided to stay single because they didn't want to overwhelm you with their shit. So, in all honesty, you could have just dodged the bullet. You could have just dodged the bullet. Like, I'm just hearing Beyonce, you turned out to be the best thing I never had. Like, you could have, okay. You could have really, had your eye on someone, and then, you saw something that you didn't see, or something that you didn't want to see, or something that you didn't like. Photo proof, the evidence right there. And you could have maybe done a little bit of investigation, and it could be turning out that, damn, I really dodged the bullet. Okay, let's say you're a woman, and you've been talking to a guy, and you go on that, that group on Facebook, and you see some shit that you don't want to see, and you're doing some more research, and it turns out that this person is just a cheater, a liar, a pumpkin eater. This person could have been down low. I don't know why that's just popping in my head. You could have been messing with someone who was secretly on the DL. He could have been planning on watching you. And you don't even know this whole time. This could have been a nasty. Yeah, the moon here and the King of Cups. Oh, the King of Cups and the moon here. This person could be hiding their true feelings now. But anyway, let's see what else is going on in the subconscious of the present. Yeah. But the Ten of Swords with this 21, the World card, this pain was the catalyst for a growth of a new cycle. Yeah, and the Ace of Swords here is you're in your headspace in a positive way. You're coming up with new ideas. You could be changing your views around how you see a situation or a person, or even just how you see yourself in life in general here. I feel like you are doing some deep soul searching here. And here's the funny thing is, it's because you went through this painful experience, you are now taking it on the chin. I feel like you are getting you're holding yourself accountable. You're starting to see maybe now you are a Leo, so I don't think you're ever going to admit to being wrong, but I do think you're starting to see how you participate in some foolish behavior with other people. The World in reverse. Okay, I spoke too soon. Maybe you won't. I was hoping for some personal growth for you, Leo, but I should have known better. I'm just kidding, kind of. So with this wheel here in reverse, you could be afraid of change. The change is inevitable. The death here is like you are changing, like you are going to have to change your ways. And you're either going to have to do it willingly. Like, okay, for example, let's say you're someone who you like to drink a lot, right? You like your little bottles, you like your little alcohol. Or you go to the doctor and you find out, your liver's not doing too well. You kind of like have to you gotta stop drinking, right? Or let's say you're like, you know what, before I get to this point, let me slow down, let me take a pause, let me take a couple months, year, whatever, let me just stop before it gets to the point of no return. So you have to be very cautious about what you want to do next in life. You want to continue acting like there's nothing happened, so you'll just end up going down kicking and screaming, or are you going to put in the hard work and make those changes right now to be a better person? For you, this is for you. This isn't for anybody else. Like, this is like, how do you want to show up in your life? Like, you're not doing this for anybody else. This is for you, Leo. Spirit is telling me that, like, this is for you. Like, this change is for you. You're not, like, don't think that you are doing something to save other people. Like, this is for you, Leo. Like, you need to do this for yourself. Okay. And then the King of Swords here. So there is a moment of truth, clarity here around the situation here. And I think, okay, yeah, about that. I'm not gonna get mad with y'all. I'm not gonna do that. Leo, why are you over here lying to yourself? We have the Eight of Swords here in reverse, and the King of Swords in the subconscious. So you're gonna sit here and tell me you know what to do, and you're just choosing not to do it. And I'm about to get mad at you because you deserve better than this, Leo. You are worth more than this. I'm not gonna be one of these little love, light, and everything. No, Leo, you are. I have to talk to you like you talk to other people, because you're not always nice with it either. You need to buckle down. Okay, I love you. I'm saying this with love, but I'm saying this firmly with love, because people don't like when I talk nice to them. Leo, stop playing with yourself. Because at the end of the day, the only person who you're going to end up really, really, really fucking over is going to be you. And you pretend to love yourself so much. So don't do that to yourself. Leo, what's going on with y'all? Hold on, let me take a sip of my tea. Probably help if I open it. Ooh. All right, Leo, let's see what's going on. Okay, Leo. What is this situation and event? I feel like I need some more clarity around this event. What in the hell didn't happen to y'all? Because there was a betrayal here that was part of the healing process. You signed up for this. This was part of the why you... Okay. Yeah, the moon here. Something was hidden or revealed. You could have learned the secret about someone or a situation. Here you are again with the Strength card here. You overcame a lot, Leo. I think maybe that's what it is. People may not know how strong you are. You may not be someone, and you probably... Here's the thing about Leo that I realized. People don't want to just hear all the good things that happen to your life. People who really care about you, people who really love you, people who really truly love you, they don't want to just hear all the good things that happen. We want to hear the bad. And it's not like like we want to use it against you kind of way. It's we want to see you, because you are someone who can just everything is perfect, everything is fine, and it's like, no, it's not. No one's life is perfect like that. And the more you try to act like nothing phases you, nothing hurts you, like this moon card here is letting me know that like there is something that is being hidden underneath the surface, and it could be drowning you. You could be drowning, and you probably are. You probably are drowning in your own emotions because you don't want to process them. And when I say people want to know the good and the bad, it's because people who want to know the good and the bad, it's because they've been through stuff, and so they have so many like things that they could tell you. Like this could be someone who wants to come in and say, look, I know you and your man separated, and you know me and my guy, we went through it a year or two ago, and I had such a hard time, you know, getting over it. We had kids just like you guys. And one thing that really helped me was going and seeing a therapist and really just kind of like allowing myself to grieve the loss of this relationship. And you want to be like, man, fuck all that. I'm good. Ain't nothing hurt me. Fuck that nigga. I'm good. Fuck all that shit. I'm great. Gravy. Fuck him. Bye. 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 I want my child support. Bye. Like, meanwhile, in the background, you just found out your ex just moved on with somebody because you stalking them. And there was the proof on Facebook. You know, you driving past to drop the kids off and someone's car's parked out in front. And you look inside. This is a girl's car. It got like, you know, like the feminine things in the car, and you're like, who is this? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you need to open up about what's been hurting you and not hide your strength or your pain, because a lot of times, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. There's so much strength in the pain that we try to suppress and hide. For example, that makes it about me, because I know you hate to make. I know Leos hate to make things about them that aren't supposed to be. So I don't dare want to do that to you all. But here's a time for me to open up. I've been in, you know, domestically abusive relationships. And one of the things that I realized was I was the person, like, I ain't nobody ever gonna like, you know, talk to me crazy, do nothing bad to me. But when you're in it, you don't see it. And like I've learned like to see certain things. If you know somebody, oh shit, see, my chair just fell down. They don't want me to talk about this. I'm talking about anyway. Let's say you were someone who, let's say you had a little abusive relationship or something from your past, right? You may start picking up on certain things when you see your friends in relationships with other people. They're like pulling away. They're not so quick to, you know, hang out with you. They need to get permission to hang out with you. There are persons with them every time they come around. This person gives you a bad feeling, a bad vibe, and you used to be someone who maybe like didn't like think too much about these bad vibes. Maybe I'm just like, you know, overprotective. But no, you've gone through something to recognize that in other people. And Leo, you have too. So don't act like you haven't been through shit. Don't act like everything is perfect when it's not. And it's okay to be vulnerable, because the more vulnerability is strength. Like true vulnerability, like when you meet a real one, when you meet a real nigga, when you meet a real person, they will look at they will look at you being vulnerable as a sign of strength, as a sign of like, damn, like, thanks for sharing that with me. You know, thanks for opening up. Like, I see you. And like, that's sexy as fuck. Like, that is attractive as fuck energy. Being vulnerable, just being able to be like, this is who I am, and I accept and love myself in totality. The good, the bad, the indifferent, all that shit. That is me. That makes me who I am. I'm not afraid to, you know, I was ashamed at first about being in a, you know, abusive relationship with someone who was very mind-fucking with me, and it ended up getting to the point where it did get physical, and this person broke both of my arms. And this person was a Leo. So of course I'm going to talk about this situation. But not all Leos are bad. But this person was bad. This was a bad guy. But because I went through that situation, I gained so much strength and like learning like what is okay and the signs of like, okay, people who love you, they don't just like kick you out in the middle of the night because of an argument. They're not going to threaten to call the police because you didn't want to have, you know, sex that night and they want to just kick you out because they're angry. They're not going to cheat on you because you were too tired for sex, or they're not going to, you know, like do these bad things and like then try to make you the bad person because you were so in love that you thought this person was everything for you, And I was young and dumb. So now when I see other people, young gay guys my age, dude, don't give your whole life up for somebody. Like, that's stupid. I'm glad I didn't do that shit either. Don't give your life for somebody. So you are walking around with these gems in your fucking pocket, all this hidden knowledge and all this strength, all this pain was part of the process, ladies and gentlemen and themsons. All the pain that you went through in this high priestess here. This is sacred psychic knowledge that you are trying to like not accept. You don't want to embrace the bad parts about you. And somebody's going to be like, ugh, I don't know. And this is not for you then. And that's okay. That's fine. Okay. But for whoever this is for, you went through some shit and you need to share that shit. And you're a Leo, so you have no business being in front of an audience. You just have to make sure that you have enough security within yourself to be comfortable with that. You may not be tomorrow, may not be one day. You may never get in front of a camera and share your stories to everybody like I will do. You may just, in passing, hey, you know, what's going on? And I could tell, you know, ever since you started dating this guy, like, you've just been real quiet at work. You know, you're not getting your stuff turned in. You're like, your emails are off. Like, you're misspelling things. Like, this person is in your brain rent free. It's like, what's going on? I've been through that too, you know? And then, like, this person be like, damn, like, you went through that? Like, you have it all together. Like, you act like you're just so well put together, and you are. Like, you're a Leo. Like, you ain't coming out the house with your hair not done. But also, you know, people don't know that you suffered, you went through, you know, you had alopecia, or that you had chemo and you was wearing like the baddest, you know, lace front wigs or whatever. And everyone just thought, you know, you just had a little, you know, but no one knew that, like, you know, what you're going through, because you hid it well. That's the kind of vibe I get. Sorry if I just went into this like long tangent. I just felt really compelled to say that, because there's something here that you are hiding that the world would benefit greatly from. And it's up to you. You don't have to do it. But I guess the Pisces humanitarian in me feels like, I don't know. You don't have to do it if you don't want to. No one's going to force you, except for me. All right, so let's see what else is going on with this Five of Cups and this High Priestess. Definitely you walked away from a situation here, but you're rejecting the secret knowledge. And I just noticed something about this. Notice how the eyes, they're closed, but they're kind of open. I've never noticed that in this card before. Leo. You are choosing to remain ignorant in your spiritual growth, or you were in the past. You were making the conscious effort to reject your spiritual gifts, your spiritual discernment, whatever it was, the Ace of Cups and the Seven of Pentacles. And now it's time to work on it. It's time to start building that. And it starts with opening your heart chakra. It starts with opening and allowing love to come in. It starts with you being that lion that is the heart of braveness and being like, yeah, I'm putting myself out there. I've been through shit. I've gone through shit. I'm going to continue to go through shit, but I'm never going to feel bad or ashamed about it. And do you have to go walking around talking about your trauma all the fucking time? No. I mean, that would just be annoying. But walking around and acting like nothing bad has ever happened to you is just foolishness. And it's also really off-putting. Like, because it's so disingenuous. Like, no one's happy all the time. You know, your boyfriend just broke up with you and you come into work like, oh, girl, I'm good. F all that. Nah. Okay. All right. The guy that you were engaged with for like 3 years just broke up with you and now dating somebody else, and like all you could say is, fuck him, I'm good. Okay, girl. I'll be looking at your Facebook posts, see all the subliminals that you'll be sending. But yeah, I feel like you definitely have got to like let your light shine. Let your light shine. Yeah. Let your light shine and rest. Take a break. Page of Pentacles in reverse. So I feel like you've been on the I want to say a financial recovery phase, but I feel like now is definitely a time for you to take a pause if you're like thinking about starting a business or whatever. Avoid making any big purchases right now. You need to take a step back and rest because you could be coming from ego, because you know damn well you have a big ass ego. You are ruled by the sun, which is all ego, which is all self, which is all about self. You have a really good, you know how to show self-love, but I think you have a really hard time accepting it and being and withholding it and holding it in yourself truly. You know, it's like to you, self-love is making sure you look good, making sure your hair is done, making sure your outfit is right, making sure all the external shit is good, right? Because naturally, when you feel good on the inside, it'll radiate towards the outside. Sometimes with Leos and other signs that can be more, I'm going to be careful how I say this because I don't want you to think that I'm calling you a narcissist. Zodiac signs whose personality traits lean more heavily towards narcissistic traits. You may mask emotional pain by doubling down on the physicality of stuff. You know what? I felt rejected because this person, you know, didn't want to go on a date with me. It must be because I weigh too much. So instead of you working through like that, like inner work, I have to work on this too. This is a lot of people too, not just Leos. This goes for a lot of people. You know, instead of being like, wow, that person just doesn't like me because I'm just whatever it is that person's just not interested in. Don't look at it as like there's something wrong with me and I need to make myself like, you know, more available for like what everyone wants to see. When what you really need to do is work on, you know, the depression that may be causing you to overeat, or the anxiety or the drinking or whatever it is that's causing this, you know, negative perceived effect on you, instead of just trying to put a band-aid on it, right? You know, figure out why you're having this feeling. Okay? You could do it, Leo. You can get into your feelings too. You really can. I know you don't want to, but you can. You can. You can. You need to. And don't make your feelings someone else's problem. And I feel like you do a lot of this stalking and this photo-proof energy is a way of you to deflect from your own inner healing. So we're about to get into that too. So don't think that I'm letting you off the hook from that either. So don't think that you're getting off the hook from that. Because you're not. You're not getting off the hook from that. So let's see. I like to be very thorough with y'all because y'all need it. Victory here and the Hangman. Sword. And like I said, yeah. Like I said. So you over here with the Sun and the Ace of Swords trying to just think positive, think positive, think positive, be happy, be abundant. And then we are with the Nine of Swords in reverse. You over here literally, like, this is like not, this is the goddamn freaking Dark Night of the Soul card. You over here trying to hang on to the bliss stage, but you really in the Dark Night stage. But you trying to front like you still in the blissed out stage, and you in a whole fucking Dark Night of the Soul, where you supposed to be looking rough. The Dark Night of the Soul, let me put it like this. 2020, Like, that was a really good New Year's. I remember it was so fun. I was in Chicago. I had a great time with my friends. That was the sun, okay? By the time COVID hit in March, we was all in our sweatpants at home looking crazy as hell, trying to get back to those good times. I feel like you need to do the inner work that I've been saying for the last 30 minutes. I love you. I really do. And I say these things not to like, I know with Leos especially, I gotta really be sensitive with y'all. I really do. I really do, because y'all get so butthurt so quickly. But y'all gotta be, but y'all so courageous and you so strong, but you so sensitive. I love it though. But you'll be so quick to call Pisces sensitive. That's just a little personal thing. I shouldn't be taking that on my collective reading. Nine of Swords in reverse, Leo. Look deep. Look in. This is surface. On the surface, you look calm and ready. All right? But the inside, it's vomit on his shirt and mom's spaghetti. You, on the inside, need to lose yourself in the moment and own it. But let that shit go. And you do have more than one shot. But don't miss your chance to blow. Yeah, I just did them and them. I don't give a fuck. You right now is... Ugh, Leo. This tarot reading is not brought to you by Code Zero. You right now, Leo, are being gifted this amazing opportunity of spiritual growth and abundance. And the divine is calling you to change. And you know that change is coming. And you are changing. You're fighting it like hell. You're dragging your feet and you're kicking and screaming. But this change is going to come inevitably. It is going to come. And let me give you a scenario for me. There's just some times where I'm just like, oh my God, I am so tired of this spiritual journey. I'm so tired of having to feel like I'm carrying the weight of the world on my shoulders. I'm so tired of having to feel everyone's feelings. I'm so tired of having to feel like I can just help everyone else, but I'm just drowning in my own problem. And sometimes, spirit goes, okay, that's valid, but these are the gifts that you have. This is your calling. And no one ever said it was going to be easy, but we're here to help you. You could do it. You got to do it. And it's okay to sit and be sad, but don't take too long. At the end of the day, this is your assignment. This is what you signed up for. This is what you asked to come on earth for. We're here to help you because this is what you asked for. And if you don't want to do it, it's okay. You'll just have to keep repeating until you do. Because the universe is not going to let you skip over something. You can't just skip it. You have to go through it. You have to go through it. And it's frustrating. And the universe is like, I know, I get it. Trust me, girl, I get it. I know. But you gotta do it, you ever been at the DMV or something, right? And let's say you're trying to get your license plates or something, and you need this, you forgot a form, and you're like, oh my God, and they're like, I understand, yeah, that is confusing. I know, it sucks. It sucks to get all the way up to this line, you've been waiting for 2 hours, and you don't have the right form. And yeah, you can get mad, you can get attitude. I understand, I would be upset too, but you gotta get that form, boo. I get it, I understand, I completely understand how frustrated you are, but you gotta get that form. You're not getting your license plate until you get that form. So We can sit here and I can understand. I get it. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. I understand. Yeah, your baby was late to school. I got it. And you I got it. But you need to get that form. I need that form, lady. I cannot give you these license plates until you give me that form. So when you get done complaining and crying and whining, trying to speak to a manager, oh, you can speak to a manager. Let me get my Bill. He's about to tell you the same thing I just told you. That's what's gonna happen. That's what's gonna happen. You cannot carry your way out of this. Like, the universe is not gonna let you carry your way out of it. You signed up for this at the end of the day. Believe it or not, Jesus Christ, whoever you pray to, whatever deities, whatever, I respect all of that. I personally believe that our souls choose to come here in this lifetime and they pick certain missions, and we're all here to get closer to love. You pick this assignment. You may not remember doing it. We sprayed you with the forget-me-dust when you get born. But you signed up for this shit. And when you get done crying and bitching, I'm still going to be here to hold your hand. I'm not going to give up on you. Spirit's not giving up on you. The lady at the DMV, depending on, she's not going to, well, you can't come back to my line. They're going to be like, okay, yeah, I understand you are upset. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, it is annoying. And I'm just the face of the annoyance. I get it. But babe, you gotta go get that paperwork. I can't make an exception for you. Because then it wouldn't be fair to everyone else. And it wouldn't be fair to you because you're missing the point. The point is you signed up to go through this experience. So why would I rob you of the experience that you signed up for? You're just going to have to repeat it again. All right. That was too much time on that one. No, it wasn't. So with this death, this change, this transformation that you are avoiding, what's also going on with this? Just cherry in reverse. You may... Oh, yeah. You're a fixed sign. So you don't like to move. Movement is hard for you. And, your image, your reputation is something that you held to your chest very tightly. And you're, like I said earlier, you sharing your negative experiences is going to benefit so many other people, but you're afraid of how it's going to affect how people see you. Oh my God, I didn't know Leo used to be a crackhead. Jeez, Leo used to be a crackhead? Leo? Leo was a fucking crackhead? Yes, girl, I was a fucking crackhead, and I smoked crack every day before work. And I got off the shit because I realized that I was about to lose my job and my kids and my marriage and da-da-da-da. Not me, I'm just saying. But you know what I mean? And then somebody will be like, thank you, Leo, for telling your story. I would have never thought you were a crackhead. And now if you did it, I can get off of it too. And it's like, yeah, baby, get off that shit now. You know what I mean? Get off of it now. You can help somebody from being in a domestic abusive relationship. You can help somebody from going down a pointless path of addiction or abuse. Both things that I have experienced personally. I've been addicted to substances. We'll leave it at that. Substances. And I've been in a domestically abusive relationship. I've also been someone who has responded in a very unhealthy way. I'm not gonna say that I was abusive, but I put my hands on people. I've had my hands from being hit. I've hit back. I'm not proud of it, but I'm telling you right there, I go to therapy. And I try to live in a more abundant life. I'm not out here just serial fornicating and dating and shit. I'm really working on myself. And it's been 10 years. And shit happens to people. People go through shit. And it doesn't make you a bad person. It makes you a person. You're a regular person. At the end of the day, your shit stinks just like mine. Being perfect, trying to be perfect is so time consuming, and it's such a waste of energy too. It's such a waste of energy because no one's buying it. No authentic person is buying it. And that is why people Leo, I'm just saying, people who tend to have traits in common with narcissistic personality types can't stand authentic people because they represent everything that they have fed themselves to disbelieve in, that weakness or vulnerability is weakness, when it's the opposite. Vulnerability is attractive. Vulnerability is sex appeal. Vulnerability is true strength. You know, the strength card isn't someone, you know, flexing their muscles. It's someone taking control of the lion that is their rage, that is their hurt, that is their pain, and they're closing that mouth. And they're not running from it. They're saying, I will not become this lion and hurt other people. That's what healing is. It's seeing the parts of you that are, I don't want to say not corrupted, but are wounded and that need to be fixed, and not inflicting those wounds on the other people. All right, last is the Four of Pentacles in reverse. So this isn't going to be an easy task for you, but you know what you need to do. With the King of Swords here and the Eight of Pentacles over it, the Eight of Swords, I feel like you are someone who God, I hope this doesn't become your future. I don't want you know what you need to do. You need to call in this divine masculine energy from this King of Swords that is the truth teller, that is the clarity, that is the peace that you are looking for. I'm looking at this card here, right? We have the owl, we have a crow, or whatever that is. And I feel like these are birds that represent wisdom and pain. And like, you need to be able to understand that, like, because you've experienced so much pain, you're wiser now. Ooh, look at that, look at that, look at that. I ate, yum, yum, yum. You are wiser now. Maybe you need to go for a walk in nature. Maybe you need to spend some time by yourself. Maybe this is a person that you could talk to. Maybe there's an older friend that you could talk to, or someone that you could talk to about this shit. But this Four of Pentacles, you gotta let this go. You have to let this facade go. You have to let this it's not a I'm better than you energy. It's more like that could never be me energy. I could never be in a abusive relationship. I could never be getting my ass beat. I could never be on crack and drugs. I could never be an addict. I could never be, and it's like, and if you aren't, great, but it doesn't make you better than. A crackhead soul and a CEO of a Fortune 500 company, your souls are just as equal to the divine, and they are just as worthy, and they are just as pure. No one is worse or less. We're all differently the same. You need to know that. All right? Whew. Wow. We just got really real with a Leo. I just let y'all in. I've been hurt by a Leo. I've hurt some Leos. One of my really good friends I had a really bad falling out with was a Leo, and I said some really terrible things on Facebook, and we're not friends today. We tried to be friends, but it just didn't work out, and I can't say that I regret it. I mean, I regret what I did, but if that's what had to happen, that's what had to happen. I wish I didn't make it like that. It didn't have to happen like that. But if that's what Spirit needed, that's friendship to end, maybe it could have ended in a different way, or maybe we could have just taken some time apart. But it is what it is. We were just very not well together. And we kind of fueled each other's proclivities in a way, I think. What I'm trying to say is I'm not a perfect person, and it's okay, and I own that shit. I own the mistakes in my life that I've made. And, it doesn't make me a bad person. Yeah, it's natural to fucking be, like, concerned with what people are going to think about you. Yeah, but, like, you can't let that shit stop you. Because at the end of the day, you're not getting them plates until you get that fucking paperwork. So go get your paperwork. Drink water, be safe, and peace.